Some people need you to be the villain.
I like it a lot.
Not accidentally, they need it. Because if you're not the villain in the story, they have to face something uncomfortable themselves. Think about it. You know, admitting the truth would mean saying, I handled that badly, or I hurt someone, or I made the wrong decision. And that's hard for people whose ego is louder than their honesty. So their mind does something clever, or so it think it does. And it rewrites the story.
Yep.
And suddenly you're the problem. You're the difficult one. You're the selfish one. You're the one who caused everything. And the story becomes a very clean narrative, you know, very simple, very convenient. Because now they don't have to reflect, and they don't have to apologize, and they don't have to sit with the uncomfortable thought that maybe, just maybe, they made the wrong call. So instead, they protect the version of the story where they were justified, where their decisions made sense, where walking away was necessary, where everything they did was reasonable. And once that version of events exists, they defend it. Not because it's accurate, but because it protects them from having to look back and admit something difficult. Because admitting the truth sometimes means admitting you hurt someone who didn't deserve it. It means admitting you misjudged someone. It means admitting that maybe the person you walked away from wasn't the problem you needed them to be. And that's uncomfortable. So the mind does something easier. It simplifies the story. You become the explanation. You become the reason. You become the villain that makes everything else make sense. And once someone convinces themselves you're the villain, they can sleep peacefully at night with that version of events. That's the, part people don't talk about. Not everyone is interested in the truth. Some people are only interested in protecting their ego. And once you understand that, something important clicks. You stop exhausting yourself trying to convince or correct the narrative.
Yep.
You stop trying to explain yourself to someone who already decided who you are. Because the truth is, when someone is committed to the story that protects them, no amount of explaining will change it. You could walk them through every detail, every conversation, every moment, and it still wouldn't matter. Because the story was never about accuracy, it was about comfort. And here's the real realization. The moment someone needs you to be the villain, you've already lost the trial. Not because you're guilty, but because they were never looking for the truth. They were looking for someone to blame. And sometimes the hardest thing to accept is this. People would rather protect their pride than admit they made the wrong decision. So they hold on to the version of you that justifies that. The villain that makes their story work. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stop defending yourself in a courtroom that was never fair to begin with.